Share Group at Singing Hills Christian Church. I'm Derek Bone, and I'm here with Tom Moyers, and we want to talk to you a little bit about what you're doing at Share Group. And you're at the beginning of something really great, because you are a small group is a place where you can connect with each other and you can connect with God. And really, that's what church is about. It's about connecting with God and connecting with people.
You know what, Derek, that is key. And I'm afraid if people do not connect in share groups, they won't last in our church. They may come for 6 months, maybe for a year, but sooner or later we're going to be hearing from them things like, I've been here for 6 months and I still don't know anybody, or I've been here a year and I've still not connected. So if we can get people into the share groups, all of that will go away.
Share groups are a great place for people to make friends. I know whenever Wendy and I came to Singing Hills, that friends are one of those tough things to make whenever you come to a new group of people. But whenever you come to a small group, you're able to make those friendships.
You know, Sunday morning is just not set up to make those relationships. We're there to worship, and so we're trying to connect with God. We're listening to the sermon, so we're connecting with the Word and the message, and we just don't have time. We barely get beyond a hi, how are you, how are things going? But in the share group, that's when you can have the time to get to really know each other and go.
You know, one of the important aspects of church life is the aspect of pastoral care, that whenever somebody is sick, we visit them. Whenever they need prayer, we pray for them. When they need encouragement, we encourage them. How do share groups fit into that need?
Well, I think the most important thing, Derek, is that everybody gets to be involved in ministry, because the whole share group is involved in the shepherding. If somebody's in the hospital, the share group is there. When they come home from the hospital, the share group goes into action providing meals. If there's a death of a loved one, the share groups probably beat us there to pray with people and encourage people. So the thing I like is that it gets ministry into the hands of the people.
Okay, whenever we talk about pastoral care, a lot of times we think about that's the responsibility of the pastor, or at Singing Hills, that's pastoral care kind of falls under your leadership area.
Well, if one person is trying to take care of a whole congregation, well, it's impossible, and it's overwhelming. So that's why we need everybody involved in pastoral care. And if the share group leaders will shepherd their group, and the key is going to be everybody taking care of everybody. And if everybody gets in a share group and gets to be part of this, what's going on, nobody falls through the cracks, and that's what we want.
Well, and with, there's well over 300 people that are connected with Singing Hills, and even a guy like you who knows everybody's name and shakes everybody's hand as they walk through the door, there's no way for you to know what's going on in every individual person's life. But if you're sitting next to somebody at a share group, they can know that stuff, can't they?
That's right.
It's important for us to pray for one another, and share groups give a pretty unique opportunity for us to share the burdens with each other. A lot of times at churches, you'll see lists of names of people to pray for, and I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes those just become lists of names. And the great thing about a share group is it's not just a list of names. They're really people. That's the person sitting next to you.
That's right. And I love the fact that when a prayer need comes up, people that you know, people you're connected to, are right there, and they can gather around you at the moment and lay their hands on you and pray for you.
Well, not only that, the next Sunday at church, they're likely the ones who are beating a path to you to say, how are you doing? Tom, a lot of times whenever you talk about about small groups, I hear you use a phrase that I love, and you say it's doing life together. What do you mean by that?
Well, Derek, we're all on this journey to know Christ better. We're on this journey to know God better, and we don't need to do that alone. We need to do it together. No one needs to try to be the Lone Ranger. And I don't know about you, but I need people, and I need encouragement, and I need the prayer support and the counsel of others. So I'd be dead in the water to try to do this on my own. And we really get to live out the one another passages in Scripture. Mm-hmm. We're to love one another and encourage one another, pray for one another.
It's transformational when you get a hold of those things.
Yeah. One thing that's very important is that we understand that it's not just a once-a-week meeting for an hour and a half. Man, we're in this together. I want to hear from people in my group, our group, constantly.
And that's kind of doing life together, that you share in those big and the small aspects of your lives. Mm-hmm. That's an exciting thing. This group that's meeting tonight, very likely some of these people are here for the very first time, and we've talked about how great share groups are, and what great connections we have with one another. How long does it take for that to happen? Are they going to, in other words, are they going to leave tonight and go home and, wow, are we connected or what?
No, it's going to take some time, and it's going to take effort. It does not just happen. I think everybody needs to pour themselves into this. And the more you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it as a group. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's important for people to realize these are just regular relationships. It's how you build friendships. So you have to spend some time talking about kids and football and all of those things together. It's doing life together.
Yeah. Derek, each week you're going to provide videos to go along with the sermons. I like that, by the way. Thanks for doing that. Tell us a little bit about what we should expect.
Well, first of all, the reason you like it was your idea. What you can expect is that I'm going to try and do something really creative each week with the sermon material. We'll take it in a little different direction than we did on Sunday morning, and the idea is not that it's going to be this great teaching narrative or something, but it's going to be something that'll get our brains working, something that'll get us thinking, and hopefully that as we sit around this living room, that we'll be talking about it. It's going to be something that's going to maybe push us a little bit and
you're going to make us have to think.
I am going to make it. I am going to try to make us think. So as people are sitting around, I want them to talk about it. I want it to get their imaginations going, and I want them to disagree with it, agree with it. And one other thing is I want people to have fun with it. If this is dry and cut, it won't be interesting for anybody. And so I want our discussions to be lively. I want them to be relevant. I want people to walk away challenged and better followers of Jesus because of it. I'd like for us to take just a couple minutes and give some guidelines for having a successful small group. It seems like it would just be easy, like falling off a log, but it's really not. There's a lot of things that are involved in making it happen. So let's throw out some things that can help. Share groups are all about connecting up one person to another, and there's some things that actually make those connections happen. What are some of those things in your mind?
Well, I like when we first get there to have just a casual time, coffee and goodies.
Yeah,
chocolate. Chocolate. I recommend chocolate
and coffee, things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something about when you have food and drink in your hand that you're just quicker to have a conversation, and it just helps people connect up. So one of the things that we'd like to see everybody do is when you get there, take 15 or 20 minutes and don't have an agenda. Just stand around and talk. Stand in your kitchen and drink coffee, or just having regular conversation. Just being friends.
I think another thing that's very important is that we want to get everybody involved in the discussion. Everybody needs to feel that what they have to say is important.
Well, and it's important that when the group is discussing, that you put your part in, because you're there because your part matters.
Something else along this line, we don't want people to feel like they have to say something, especially in the beginning. Right. A new person might not feel comfortable and might want to just sit and listen and soak it all up.
And when you're in a new group, it's hard to just throw your part in. And if you're going to be quiet for a group meeting or two, that's okay.
Just know that we value what you think. And
another thing that'll help us, when we get together in small groups, we share prayer needs and we share things that are on our hearts. We need to be respectful of other people, and that we don't just go sharing those things out and about. We need to maintain confidentiality within the group.
We have to be able to build trust with each other.
A rule that I use personally is I don't share any prayer requests or anything that's been told to me in confidence unless I have their permission. So I think that's good. This is your first share group meeting together, and so there's not some great deep lesson that you're going to learn. What we'd like for you to do is to get to know one another. Spend the rest of this week talking, and your leader will help you to ask some questions and get to know each other a little bit. And next week we'll jump into the deep water. Next week we'll start talking about the sermon stuff. So welcome and enjoy your small group.
I can hardly wait.
Absolutely.